My girlfriend isn't on my page anymore because she's no longer my girlfriend. She's my ex. My girlfriend isn't on my page anymore because she's no longer my girlfriend. She's my ex. And we broke up. I'm just going to be completely honest because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much we love each other or loved each other. We just aren't, in my mind, compatible to the point where, we could live in the same roof for the rest of our lives. And after a few months of dating, that was the conclusion that I was going to. We're too different in too many areas. We had a lot of similarities, and we had a lot of things we loved about each other. And it's hard to break up. No one wants to break up. We'd rather it just go well. But the earlier stages of a relationship should be easier because it's going to get harder as you go through. But the earlier stages shouldn't be full of problems. Like, we shouldn't, have to fight like once or twice a week. I'm okay with fighting and resolving, but there's a certain point where it's like, these issues are just going to keep manifesting pretty much every week was what it felt like, versus if I'm not in that relationship, then I'm not having to be mentally drained by fights every week. It doesn't matter how attractive someone is, how great someone is. If you guys aren't compatible, it's probably not best to be in that relationship. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. There's no love lost. It's just, I come from, both of my parents had multiple divorces. I've seen different relationships fail and work. And the ones that work are the ones that are most harmonious, that aren't fighting a lot. Two people that are their own individuals coming together. And, so that's what I was looking for, and again, my ex now, fantastic person. I really couldn't say bad things about her. I hope for the absolute world for her. Like, literally, she's a good family. I can't say anything bad about her other than I just don't think we're compatible, And so she kind of saw that her definition of love was that two people that love each other, they work through it no matter what. And my thing was, it's not necessarily worth working through every problem just to have another one next week on the same time. It's not supposed to be that way. There's going to be fights and disagreements, but all too often they were pretty much around the same type of thing. And we just disagreed, and so it's a compatibility issue. And ultimately, I'm not going to subject my life or that to the rest of my life or to my future kids' lives, Again, she's young, I'm young. The way I see it is if, I don't ever find my person, okay, there's other things I can do in the world than, just be in a relationship that is not really that.
I'm not really going to say much, but I thought, let me just bring that drama from TikTok to YouTube because I found this really interesting and funny. The fact that he and his ex-girlfriend are going on this back and forth thing. Well, he's going on this back and forth thing with his ex-girlfriend. You'll understand what I'm saying in a minute. And let's not forget that people gave their own opinions, right? But anyways, let's enjoy the video. I'm finding this story really interesting.
It's so sad to me that I even had to address this. To wish someone the best for them and to break up with them over text and then to go on to the internet and talk more about the relationship than they ever did to me. Ooh. Why are you posting all of your business? I understand you're probably hurt, but saying the details and rambling won't help. Money. To monetize off of talking about the relationship and blaming it onto me. All this drama in that video and however you want to see it is being used so that he can profit off of that. You are being used for money. I love him with my entire heart, and I do believe that relationships, like if you want to understand the person and that they have certain avoidant attachment styles and like whether they don't want to take accountability or not, I will take accountability for myself, okay? Because I know I'm not perfect. I'm not going to claim that I am. I will seek the help and the advice to be a better person, but I will never claim that I am better than someone else. I won't. But even then, I'm not going to share the details because I don't think that's necessary. I respect my privacy and what I need to work on and take accountability. So should the other person. Not monetize off of it, not to gain clout and followers off of it. It was literally day fucking 1 of the breakup. And I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not. I think it's a waste of time. It takes 2 to tango, you know? And it just didn't work out, but I'm definitely not going to blame the other person for it or seem like he was the antagonist. And I'm not going to monetize all this drama off of it because you know what? I have a life. I'm a paralegal. I'm working to be a pilot. I'm an artist. I have a great family. I have so many passions. Just look at my page. Like, it's not just like a front. And I will find someone who wants to be with me, and I do believe this was for the best. But oh my goodness gracious, this was not necessary. My other video, I was saying like, hey, this is what I've learned. Not just, I wasn't pinpointing him. I wasn't pinpointing anything. It was my life and what I've realized and my own self-reflections as well as others. I'm okay knowing I tried my best to the very end. That's relationship, that's dating, okay? It's not always gonna work out, but I don't think all of this was handled like it should have been, and just disappointed and fucking tired.
That guy was not joking, hey? He went to make like he went back and then responded to the ex, right? And you can guess what his response was. It's actually hilarious. And I'm not gonna laugh alone. And I'm not gonna even add anything. The only reason I'm even adding anything is because of YouTube. YouTube wants me to talk unnecessary. But because we're talking unnecessary, let's just go to the guy and see what he said to his ex.
She's saying that I posted for money. I did post that video for money. I don't see the harm in doing that. When I posted TikTok, I gained followers, I gained money from doing so. She did the same thing, but she did it before me. Like, this is her crying for a minute for money. You can see it's 1 minute and 1 second long so that it qualifies for the creativity program beta. And she posted that a day before me. I wasn't even posting about the breakup. I mean, here's another one she posted. Get ready with me post breakup. Another one she posted over 1 minute long, monetizing off the breakup. And then here's the final one she posted, 251, monetizing off the breakup. And she posted 2 of those before I posted 1. So I can't post a video to monetize a bad situation that happened in my life, us breaking up, but you can. I'm still not going to get into why we broke up because I think it would be disrespectful to get into the details. I made my original video. I did not get into the details of why we broke up. I said that we weren't compatible, which is true in my opinion. But I also said you're an amazing person because you are an amazing person and we have a lot of love for each other. That's just the truth. But I just don't think we're compatible, you know? And yeah, I mean, I posted a video for money. You posted 4. You posted them before me. We broke up over text because I had tried to break up already in person. And she didn't want to do it. She wanted to fight through it. And, you know, I was convinced to stay with her and try to work it out, but it was just becoming clear to me that that wasn't what I wanted. And so we'd already been through the breakup process in person. And so I was like, you know what? You know, I know it's time to break up. We just had 2 fights in a row again. You know, I'm not feeling that, especially because they stem from the same issue, which in my opinion didn't have to exist. You know, I posted her all over social media all the time and told her how pretty she was, just trying to hype her up and make her feel better. She's extremely talented, extremely smart, not someone I want to spend the rest of my life with, and that's okay. And that's good for her because she's going to find someone that will and wants to treat her perfectly. Like their lives are going to be more aligned. She's a pilot. Maybe she'll find a pilot that they can align their lives better. I don't know, but it's just not with me. I know what I want, and we dated for 4 months to figure that out. Like, that's okay. But yeah, again, I don't really like talking about the money thing, you know? Like, you post TikToks, you get followers, you get money from it. You posted 2 of them that qualified, and one of them was you crying. Like, that's monetizing off the breakup, you know? So, I don't know. Calling me out for it when I was just being honest, I don't really see the issue. Like, we broke up. We don't owe each other anything. I didn't put any negative details in. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Every second you spend with the wrong person is a second you spend away from your future spouse. Think about that. You know, my future spouse is out there. I'm trying to find her, you know? And when it came clear to me that Erbina was not going to be that person, it's just time to move on. I wish her the best.
Not that I'm taking the side of the guy, I'm not even taking the side of the lady. I'm just here enjoying the tea. And frankly, I'm just minding my business. But from a third person's perspective, girl started this drama. She started posting this, but she did not go extreme as he went. But she is also monetizing off the breakup, and people were asking questions like it's necessary. If you guys were involved publicly, you owe it to the public to tell us what's going on. I don't understand why guys in the bad light at this point, because, well, they were a public couple, right? And as a public couple, we the viewers were supposed to know what happened. If, you know, I don't know them, but I just know the drama. I never really watched the whole thing, the whole video relationship. But for those that did, they deserve to know what happened because they invested their time in this relationship. They deserve to know what happened. So the guy gave their story and said, listen, since this girl started this whole thing with get ready with me post breakup, what is that? What is that? Like, she did, I checked. I thought he was making it up, but I did check, she did. And she also said that she didn't say it because she was doing it in a bad light. But girl. But he also posted a last video. You want to see it?
Hi everyone. I wanted to make an apology video for the things that have been happening on social media regarding my past relationship. Except I'm not sorry for the 2 videos that I made. I think they're well done. You know, they were respectful. There's nothing wrong with them. So they're going to stay up. Instead, I'm going to take this time to read to you guys some scripture. You guys can fight in the comments, drive up my engagement rate. It helps me out. I appreciate that. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just going to read you scripture because you probably haven't heard much of it before. Let's start in Ephesians 4:17. Now this I say and testify in the Lord, that you must no longer walk as the Gentiles do, in the futility of their minds. They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, due to their hardness of heart. They have become callous and have given themselves up to sensuality, greedy to practice every kind of impurity. But that is not the way you learned Christ. Assuming that you have heard about him and were taught in him, as the truth is in Jesus, to put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to put on the new self, created after the likeness of God, in true righteousness and holiness. My favorite verse in the Bible is Luke 13:24. Strive to enter through the narrow door. It goes like this. Strive to enter through the narrow door, for many, I tell you, will seek to enter and will not be able. When once the master of the house has risen and shut the door, and you begin to stand outside and knock at the door, saying, Lord, open to us. Then he will answer you, I do not know where you come from. Then you will begin to say, we ate and drank in your presence, and you taught in our streets. But he will say, I tell you, I do not know where you come from. Depart from me, all you workers of evil. I love that scripture because everyone acts like heaven's easy to get into. It's not. It's hard. You have to build a relationship with the Lord. And when you do that, it becomes a lot easier to be happy with yourself, to do things that are just better for you and healthier. Like leave a relationship that's not healthy.
The thing about social media is that they, like I said, there will be people invested in the situation because they follow their story. Yeah. You're gonna get an outsider perspective because I wasn't following them. I was just like, I caught it in the middle. Like I caught it when it ended. So for those that know the actual tea came forth. Yeah.
I remember seeing this guy's videos of, oh, my girlfriend is so pretty. This is what happens to her because she's so pretty. People just give her things. And it struck me as odd because men who really value their girlfriends and their relationships are rarely so eager to exploit them. I have mostly dated black men, but in my experience, men like to hold those things really close to their chest. Not to say that they won't post you, but that they will really use the inner workings of their relationship for views and for money. Rarely when they really value that relationship. And now the conversation is, well, why did he post all these things? He obviously is just using it for content. I think he was always using her for content. I think if you looked at his page before, it looks like he wants to become a male dating guru, and he might think he has a better chance of doing that without a girlfriend now. He really did value her as a commodity, as an attractive piece on his arm for his videos, for his content. And then once that built him up a little bit, he said, you know what? I actually think I can do this on my own. What's crazy is she has more followers than him. I find her a lot more endearing than him. And so I do think, I mean, if she wanted to be a creator, I think she could very easily. But his main argument is like, there were so many fights, and I just don't understand why there were so many fights, like it's supposed to be easy. I can't imagine this girl she seems like a sweetheart, to be honest. And I feel like any concerns that she had were probably very valid and probably just wanting to be seen and heard in a certain way. And he was like, ugh, I have to do work? Why do I have to do work? Obviously, I'm not a relationship therapist, but yes, I am, but no, I'm not. And this is all speculation, obviously. I will say, though, the dumping her over text while still using your relationship, and he used her to build his platform, which I do not like. I do not like using somebody to build yourself and then throwing them away like nothing, specifically over text. Like, you're jumping through hoops to like show the internet different parts of your relationship and then talk about the aftermath of the relationship, but you can't like go see her in person to give her like a respectful breakup, even though you're gonna exploit the fuck out of it and make some bank off of that. And I understand he's saying he's doing this for money. That's fine. I just wish that she didn't get like caught up in it, because I feel like he just wanted to be a creator from the jump, and he just should have done that. You don't need to like use a girl as leverage, and when you're so comfortable exploiting it that quickly, I really think it was never of the most value to him, specifically to be dumping someone over text. I think that shows like a lack of thought, a lack of effort, a lack of love. And their whole conversation is, we don't have the same definition of love, which to me means like, what does that mean? Like, I can imagine what that means to her. Like, she's not being seen and heard in a proper way. I would be interested to hear his side of that. Maybe he thinks it's supposed to be really easy. And I do think you find like certain men who have a high self-esteem. They think, oh, love is supposed to be easy. Relationships shouldn't be this hard. Melding two specific puzzle pieces together is always going to take some work. And you have to decide whether the work is worth it or not. He decided he wants to work on his content, and that's fine. I genuinely think if you look at their relationship, that was always his goal. I think he wanted to be a content creator and was using her as a little bit of a stepping stone. And it's a little icky, like, and as a creator myself, in the years that I've been on here, I've had 2 relationships. One of them never posted anything, not even a hand of him, not an arm, no private, not secret, nothing. The first relationship, I didn't post anything of him for quite a while, like almost a year or like 8 months. This relationship looks like they said it was only a few months, and I think they were starting to post like month 1, which is why I'm saying I think it was always the goal to like use her for content. And it must suck to find out this way that he was using you for content the whole time, but like, she built his platform.
Like, women don't get it. They get it at the later stage. I mean, myself included. You need to figure out what your man is using you for, because they always use you for something, and you need to find out what their thing is. It should be a good thing. He wants to be with you because he loves you, he cherishes you, he adores you, wants to build a family with you. Or he wants to be with you because he wants to use you as a climb up. You need to figure what place you are in. Okay? Don't find out when you've given him kids, when you've given him 10 years of your life, when you've given him a lot of yourself. Find out exactly where you are. And people don't hide. Like, action speaks louder than words. You want him to say what he's actually walking. He's walking and telling you your position. You want him to tell you your position. Oh,